Okay, guys, I'm doing it. That's right, another NetHack commentary, which I'm lining up for you right now. And this is, you guys have no idea how teeny this screen is to me. Actually, I wonder if I changed my resolution, if that made it better for me. Whatever. So this time, doing a knight, and I'm going to lift that up a little bit, because you guys don't need to see that it's graphical NetHack for Windows. And I'm going to try to give more general tips. I like using the numpad to move around. A lot of people enjoy using the mouse instead of the numpad. Ooh, gold. Blends right there. Put those on. That's never bad. Helps you read books. Also protects you from being blinded by various things. This is a knight. One cool thing about knights are you can ride horses. Look at this, riding a horse right there. It naturally raises your ride skill, which eventually it starts off giving you negatives actually to your attack, but eventually it starts giving you bonuses to attack damage, which is awesome. And you can get really cool mounts eventually, like dragons and Kirin. Kirin are freaking sweet. Basically, yeah. If it's in here and you think you can ride it, you can probably ride it. It's great. One of my favorite classes, actually my highest score, is with a knight, which is actually not all that logical when you think about how many wizards I've played. I just never bothered to polypile to get a crazy high score with all the gems and whatnot. Especially, yeah, whenever you have a wizard that can polypile, you should end up with a ridiculous score, because you can just polypile worthless stuff into really valuable stuff. And you large box. The one thing that does suck. Sea poison needles missed. This is going to be a good game, I can tell already. The one thing that is aggravating about riding a horse is to grab stuff on the floor. Sometimes you have to get off it. Well, specifically, you have to pick stuff up before you can eat it. For example, like if I got a new corpse right there, I'd have to lift it up to eat it. You do start off with a good AC, but you also start off fairly burdened. Being lawful means that dealing with the wizard, it's just at the very end of the game, it's a lot more difficult, because he's got a ton, and I mean he just pissed off at lawful characters, so he spawns a lot, does other things like that. Right now I'm just kind of generally exploring. What I would say is, with boxes, never bother untrapping them unless you can get a magic item to do so. It's just too much of a bother. Maybe you can set up a script to do so, but I never remember to untrap stuff. Be careful with horses around pits, because falling in pits does hurt your horse. You don't want him to die. He does take damage. The other annoying thing is locked doors. You really need to get a key as quickly as possible to get rid of that annoyance. Actually gotten in the habit. I forget which. I think it's a rogue. A rogue automatically starts with a key set to E, so that's actually what I set it to. Also be careful what you eat. Don't eat kobolds, don't eat sewer rats, don't eat anything that your pet wouldn't eat, is usually the general advice. I usually just go for vegetables. So if it's a dead animal that looks like a vegetable, like a lichen, eat that. If it's a mold, I'll generally not eat that unless it's a red mold or blue mold. Those will give you some resistances. Slime molds are very good, tasty. I actually renamed them to guavas in one of my games. As far as a knight, a lot of people will, I guess it's kind of debatable. What I like doing is I like going down to the mines first, specifically in the hopes of getting a aggressive dwarf, and then you can kill that aggressive dwarf and hopefully get some sweet armor off of it. The other thing is, some people go spellcasting knights. I almost never go spellcasting knights. Be sure whenever you come across an altar to drop absolutely everything you can. This is the other problem with having such a small screen, is like drop all is like takes forever. There we go. Drop. Picking everything up is going to take forever too. Careful when you drop to re-pick up your weapon. What dropping stuff on altars does, if I didn't mention this before, is it identifies everything. Wield A. Got my longsword re-wielded. And let me see, actually, was that ring cursed? This is a good way to identify rings. Looks like those scrolls are not cursed. The ring's not cursed. Those potions not cursed. Put on ring. So what you do is you put the ring off. Sometimes it'll immediately identify it. Otherwise, I suggest taking it off. Oh, and was this my... Okay, to Bridget. Not my god. Not my god. Lou, actually. Lou's kind of an awesome... Look up the backstory on Lou. Lou's pretty awesome. He's a cool guy. I'm also going to try to pause these, because the thing with Cam Studio, which is what I'm using to record these, it's free, by the way. You can't really record StarCraft with it, because you can't really go into anything that goes into any sort of graphical own basedness. I don't know how to describe that any better. But as far as recording stuff on the desktop, it's very good, but it does tend to inflate the size of the video files to a wobbly. Wobbly. I don't mind taking shots at this. Wobbly. Kill. There we go. I do suggest only doing it in a little bit of chunks, which is why I'm going to stop this video in a second to amulet. I'm going to go upstairs and try to untrap that. Nice. 28 darts. I'm actually going to grab those 28 darts and use them. Oh shoot, don't attack a massive blob head on. This is actually going to be a good situation to use the dart. Because, there we go, killed him. Because what he'll do is he'll corrode stuff. See how the dart's corroded? That makes him less effective. Anyway, I'm going to pause this video right here and do it in little chunks like this. Because otherwise the size of my computer just gets absolutely huge. And then I cannot upload it. And that was a really bad attack at that brown mold. Never charge through a brown mold like that. Brown molds are good to eat. They give you cold resistance, but they can kill you straight off. So I guess this first portion will be me finding the mines. Then I will delve into the mines immediately after this. Hope you guys are enjoying the NetHack commentary thus far. And if you have any questions, put them in the comments, and I'll try to get them in the portions that are upcoming.